Well, it seems to me that the Krypt had some major changes. First thing first, after this patch, before the update rolled out, they released the patch notes. And I already reviewed those patch notes. They basically said that they're going to reduce the amount of fights you have to go in the Krypt and against Cameo fights, right? So with Cameo modifier. However, they literally completely removed them. Like, probably I'm wrong because I just did 2 runs so far, 3 Elder runs. For one thing, they're much easier because there are no cameos. And I mean that, there are no cameos. I don't even remember how many matches with cameos I encountered, probably 2 or 3 tops. Like, for instance, this is the second floor, and you can see that this fight, for instance, doesn't have cameo. Now, if I go here, you can see the boss fight. Let's say if I want to fight the bosses, are they going to have cameos? They don't have cameos, you see. Burnout, timed, dot, whatever. So, Krypt now, compared to before, is significantly easier because there are no cameos. I never checked the hard difficulty, but if there is no cameos in the Elder difficulty, I mean, at all, then probably there won't be any cameos in the hard difficulty. Please let me know if this is the case, because look at this. I checked like 5 battles or so. Vampires, no cameos, and here we have another fight with Sandstorm modifier, but there is no cameo. So, Krypt is now much easier to grind. It seems to me that the rewards have been slightly nerfed, but I still get fusion up cards every single run, so I'm okay with that. As long as it drops the thing, you know, fusion up cards, I'm okay. Like, I would prefer the old Krypt because the rewards were really insane, but a lot of people complained about it, so I guess we got something in the middle. Now, let me talk about the other big change. For one thing, by the way, the cameos can get exhausted, which is quite wow. I don't like that. Why would the cameos get exhausted? Like, seriously, probably they're going to encourage us to get more cameos. So you know what? You can use this cameo only once, then it gets exhausted, so you need to make sure you have other cameos that you can use in the fights. So I don't like that. But anyways, let's address the biggest change that they did. If you go to collection, if you go to cameo, for instance, if you click on my cameo Nimble Reptile Fusion 6, you can see that sadly, again, you are progressing the damage and the levels by using dragon crystals. And I don't like that. I honestly don't like that. Still though, you can kind of get a fully maxed out skill in something in around 100 dragon crystals. So if you somehow, let's say that you decide that you want to have just 5 cameos, you need to spend something around 1000 dragon crystals now to max every skill of theirs, which is kind of okay. Now, granted, it's going to take you quite a bit the grind, you know, to get 1000 dragon crystals, but you don't have to do that to do everything at the same time. The moment you get one of the perfect cameos that you definitely want to use, for instance, in my opinion, MK1 Kenshi is a very good cameo. He has Death Mark, which is very useful. So I would probably increase the skills of MK1 Kenshi. Nimble Reptile, I'm not quite sure. Probably I won't, because the heal works no matter it doesn't really matter the level. The healing continues for about 15 seconds or so. I'm going to leave it as level 1, but probably I'm going to invest something in MK1 Kenshi. Also, yeah, every single other cameo is going to be there forever, stuck at level 1, because I don't really want to level them up, fuse them up. Why would I do that? I don't have any incentives to do that. If there are something like something like trials here that are all about cameos, for instance, level 10 cameos to level 10, and you get 5 dragon crystals, something like this. That would be perfect, but at this point I have zero incentive to level up nothing, so I'm not going to bother with cameos. So I still believe, guys, that they have to make everything about cameos cheaper. And there is another thing that is a problem now. You can use cameos in faction wars, but the enemies don't have cameos. You can use cameos in towers, but the enemies don't have cameos. You can use cameos in the Krypt, but the enemies don't have cameos. It makes the game super easy. And quite frankly, to be honest with you, once you become a veteran or a pay-to-win veteran like me, I'm a pay-to-win veteran, then you don't even need cameos in the first place. So why would you spend? What I'm saying is, like, if you want to release certain feature that will make the game super easy, why would people spend on it? I would spend on this feature, cameos, if they release separate game mode that is extremely difficult to beat without having a max cameo. If they do that, then probably I'm going to invest in cameos. But for now, I can easily defeat every single fight. I mean, to be honest with you, cameos actually slow me down. So, yeah, you see where I'm going? We need a new game mode. Or let's say we need a new difficulty level of the game modes that we already have, such as Towers and Krypt. We had this, something like this for a while, but they actually completely butchered it. As you can see, there isn't a single fight that has cameos. Not a single one. Everything is like before the update. Probably some of you are going to like it, but once again, if you're using cameos, just the fight's going to be so much easier. And Fatal Towers are going to be so much easier. They buffed a little bit the AI, made it more aggressive, but I don't think it's going to make a difference if you have AI. I mean, you can literally block special attack for free. It doesn't matter which cameo you have, you can block special attack for free. So that gives you huge advantage. Huge advantage. So yeah, I like cameos once again. They're a breath of fresh air in this game that never saw any new gameplay mechanics for years. Even though I know some of you are going to say it's not a brand new game mechanic, we already have friendship system once the game released 8 or 9 years ago, and I kind of agree, but it wasn't exactly the same, but it was similar. But still, I would really like them to give us some kind of a challenge so that they can make those cameos meaningful, because for veterans, they're slowing you down. I mean, you can have one, but if you want to do things on auto, sometimes the AI uses cameo when they don't have to. They can just kill them using basic attacks and stuff, so that slows you down. And probably they're going to be useful for beginners in order to beat towers faster, but at some point you won't have any incentive to invest in cameos, because, I mean, there are certain cameos that give you regeneration 15 seconds without investing nothing. You just unlock the cameo and you are done. And there are certain other cameos. I heard that even Classic Smoke give you like hit for 20 seconds without actually increasing the level of the special attack, which probably is a bug, I don't know. But yeah, so if I have to summarize the video, the Krypt is now nerfed to the ground when it comes to difficulty. It's super easy compared to before. I know some of you are going to say, I have an account for 1 week, I cannot beat the Krypt. I mean, you don't you don't have to. But if you've been playing the game for, let's say, 3 or 4 months, you shouldn't have. I mean, playing the game for at least, let's say, 1 hour a day. So if you have been playing the game for 5 minutes a day for 3 months, I don't know what you can possibly do in the game in terms of what you can beat and what you cannot. But if you have been playing the game for some reasonable time, let's say 3 months, and you have been playing on average 1 month a day, 1 hour a day, I don't think you have any issues with Elder Krypt. I can even release a video probably shortly on my beginner account beating Elder Krypt. It won't be difficult at all, and I know that. So yeah, please let me know how do you feel about the whole situation. I know that some of you probably are still unable to log into your accounts. I literally don't know what to say about that. I mean, guys, it doesn't depend on me. I hope they're going to fix it if they haven't fixed it yet. I hope they did, because I went to sleep. I know that this problem still persists. People cannot really log in. And yeah, probably going to make a separate video about compensations, because this is one thing I believe the game has a lot of potential for improvement. See you next time, guys, and have an amazing rest of your day. Take care.
Perfect.